We are actively seeking accountability and solutions. We have identified that there is a housing issue within Akron, yet all that has been done is the hiring of 2 inspectors. Emergency. Yet everything that is presented to City Council is presented as a state of emergency, yet those items presented benefits a particular type of person living in Akron, not those who are poverty-stricken or those living in less funded neighborhoods. We want equity when it comes to the decisions being made by City Council and city officials. We seek accountability and sustainable solutions that truly make sense. Housing is a human right, yet we continue to allow these out-of-state property managers and owners into our city to abuse our residents. At this point, it seems that there's a lack of care for issues that deals with the Black and brown people, poor whites, the elderly, immigrants, and refugees. We want better for all people, especially those begging for help, while considered an emergency, except for the state of housing, which is a state of emergency within Akron. We want to ask for better just for our city within Akron. We have the inner-belt that destroyed the neighborhoods of Black and brown people, yet we still unaddress the issues at hand. We have solutions, yet city officials fail to work with those who are actively doing the work. And we found that they seek out those who truly don't care about creating a better community. They only seek out those who want to help those who help themselves. And all we want is just accountability and just better housing for everyone that is truly equitable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dee. Reverend John Beaty, who's here with us in council chambers.
Dear Madam President, members of the council, I'm Reverend John Beaty, John Beaty, Akron 44313, Ward 8. Last week, I tried to sit in on as much as I could of the public hearing on the operating budget of the city of Akron. Director of Finance was unprepared to answer the questions of some of the council members. So often I heard, I will get back with you on that. We'll email it to you later. I was even more shocked by the responses that the chairman of the Finance Committee gave to Councilman Neal's legitimate requests for discussion by the council chamber as a whole. I was hoping to find out what the cost of a top-heavy city administration, in my opinion, that seems to me to hand out deputy mayor positions like candy at a St. Patrick's Day parade. How much salary did each deputy mayor make? And why do so many wind up living in my Ward 8 compared to Ward 3, 5, and 10? I was able to find out why the new council chief of staff has never been voted on by this city council. And most citizens seem to know what her salary is. I've met, but do not know the new council chief of staff. I'm not criticizing her. I'm criticizing the lack of opportunity to approve her by the city council and to know her salary for the position. Section 32 of the city charter says, the council shall be the appointing authority in the employment in the classified service of a clerk and such other employees as it may require. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Beaty. Mr. Hargrove?
Good evening, Council. And I'm here in reference to development and the Black community. This is my story to this Council. And I'm going to read what I wrote today. Council, while you sit in those seats you have inherited, you have the same attitude as those before you. You do nothing for the upliftment of the Black communities in Akron, Ohio. That this Council has contempt for the Black community, for fairness. Madam President, it is time for you to initiate and lead Council in allocating funding into the Black communities. This redlining must stop. the city of Akron capital budget, it's not this exactly, but this is what I wrote down. If the average is $200 million a year for 30 years, that would come to $6 billion. And if your budget was $300 million a year for 30 years, that would come to $9 billion in 30 years. $9 billion. And how much have you allocated to the black community? But your budget today is $400 million. So I just try to get ahead at $9 billion, $6 billion. I can have something. So, and President Rev has suffered for 30 years of redlining. Will you help our community to become vibrant, prosper, and grow? Yet the black community has been left out of opportunity. Will this council allocate funding for the black community? Council Ward 3 is the poorest ward in the city of Akron. Ways that this council holds back federal dollars that is earmarked black community. I will end here, council. Thank you for your time. Council, I plead with you, allocate funding for the black community. Thank you.
Thank you.